my last video you would have seen some photos of me taking around Mona Vale beach. I actually stayed around at night time when I realised it was going to be a clear night and decided to give some astrophotography a go. So I did a quick bit of Google searching on my phone to work out what the best settings were. Found a good location. This is actually in the car park of Mona Vale Beach. I've got some lovely pine trees in the foreground. Took a few shots till I worked out where the Milky Way was. So once I got that, I lined it up with the trees and then took the photo. So settings were ISO 1600, 20mm lens I was using, aperture of f2.5 and 15 seconds. A few of the rules around astrophotography: you don't want to go over 30 seconds. If you go over 30 seconds then you start getting star trails in your image. With that in mind, to obviously get as much detail as you can with a 15-second exposure, you need to bump your ISO up. So I tried a few different settings and decided 1600 was the best bet for this one. But still, there is still a bit of light seeping into the image down here. One quick website to go to before doing some astrophotography is this website here. So if you go to darksitefinder.com, just put in your location, so in this case Sydney, and then it'll give you an indication of where the light is going to be bright, so white, and where it's going to be completely dark, black. So in this case we're at Mona Vale here, so you can see it's still fairly bright, but dark enough so that you can get a reasonable image. Obviously if I zoom out, you can see you need to get a fair way away from Sydney to get in the completely dark areas. So next time I'm out in the bush or out on the coast up north or south, I'll definitely give it another go, but for now this spot here is pretty good. So let's quickly edit this image to bring out more of the Milky Way here. We don't bring it out too much so that looks unnatural, but we want to show what we can. So we'll go to the develop module. Basic adjustments is we'll just increase the exposure a little bit, increase the contrast a bit, drop those highlights right down, bring those shadows up a little bit, increase the whites and just decrease the blacks. You can see as we're doing that, you can start to see more detail in the Milky Way here. So depending on what your exposure is, it's really a matter of just adjusting some of these sliders till you get the look you want. Now there is an effect down here which can really help bring out those stars in astrophotography. If you go down to the effects panel and click on dehaze and you just start increasing that, you'll see you'll get way more detail out of that sky. Now a lot of this light leakage down here is actually from just a normal power light, so we can try and correct that a little bit too. We might just adjust the colors, so we'll go hue, saturation and luminance slider, and we'll go to saturation. I'm just going to drop the saturation on that color there, and to do that you just click this little button, put your cursor over where you want to decrease the saturation, hold it down and just drag it down, and you can see that color disappears. If I increase it, the color comes up. If I decrease it, it comes down. I'm also going to crop the image. I think that's looking about where I wanted it. We might just straighten that up a little bit. Tree straight. That's better. We might just bring a little bit of detail just to sharpen up these stars a little bit. So go to the detail panel. I always like to do this color noise reduction. Probably won't see much change there. Maybe just a little bit of noise reduction and start sharpening the image up. I'm going to mask that off so it only sharpens up the highlighted sections. It's just going to sharpen up the stars now. Let's let go of that. Okay, zoom back out. And I reckon that's looking pretty good. Just increase the clarity a little bit. Maybe increase the vibrance. There we go. Let's have a quick look at before and after. Not bad for a first effort. I did try a few more astro images that night. Here they are now.